THC is legal in Texas. Yes, you heard me right. THC is now legal in Texas. Well, it's been legal for the past few years since the 2018 Farm Bill, but we'll get into detail here in a second. I do want to tell you guys, bear with me this video. I am a little nasally. Allergies in Austin, Texas are bad right now. Also, I am 2 weeks behind on my content. I did run into some problems with YouTube where I'm trying to beat the age restriction on a lot of my content. So bear with me. We're going to get it figured out. I'm going to drop way more content on farm updates, a lot of pro tips, a lot of tips on cultivating and just day in the life things at the farm. Before we jump into it, do me a favor, like, subscribe, drop a comment for me, and follow all my social medias, as well as feel free to hit me up and ask any questions about this topic. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. After long discussions last night between the governor, speaker, and me on THC, and continued hours of discussion today, we were not able to come up with a resolution. I appreciate the effort by Governor Greg Abbott to find a solution. I thank Speaker Dustin Burrows, I'm not too familiar with who that is, and Republican House members for joining the Senate and passing a complete THC ban during the regular session. My position remains unchanged. The Senate and I are for a total THC ban. After passing our remaining bills on July 4th flooding, which was very important, which was obviously more of a priority than the THC ban, the Senate will adjourn sine die this evening. Texas Ledge. All right, there you have it, folks. It's a victory for Texas hemp, and I'll say just the hemp community around America. So if you're not updated on what's been going on in Texas, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick been trying to get a full THC ban on all hemp-derived products for probably the past few years. This year got real hectic and real scary for us because Senate Bill 3, which I didn't think much of it, actually went to the governor's desk. I think for the first time that any THC ban has went to the governor's desk. As crazy as this sounds, the bill was vetoed around 11 p.m. So the governor only had like an hour before, it signed into law. You know what I'm saying? So he vetoed it within the hour left. He kind of came in clutch like some Kobe shit, you know what I'm saying? Dan Patrick was pissed. All the people on that side was pissed. They said, hey, no, we bring this to a special session. And that's where we had SB 5. It was a whole bunch of other bills as well, and obviously a bill that he tried to pass after SB 5 didn't go through either. It's been a real long fight for us in Texas. This was actually the second special session. That's the crazy part. It's not even the first special session. But this is the second special session where they tried to pass something else and it didn't work. Now, I'm saying this is a victory, which it is, but it's not the end. They're going to maybe have another special session. They can, I don't see why they wouldn't. But if it's just for the THC ban, I don't think it'll be worth doing another special session. But, if not this year, next year, or the year after, it's going to be something with Dan Patrick. We got to get that guy void out of here. And what did pass with SB 2024, which was a ban on, vapes, THC vapes, or any cannabinoid vapes here in Texas. So September 1st, a lot of retail spots were not allowed to sell those vapes that do have THC or CBD or different, cannabinoids in them. So, if you didn't know that, now you know. Vapes here in Texas are, illegal. You can't sell those if it contains any cannabinoids. So Greg Abbott has not called in the third special session yet, but a lot of lawmakers are pushing for it. So, yes, we could cheer and kind of celebrate this victory, but at the same time, it's far from over. There's people who really do not want hemp to be grown here. They want people here in Texas to have a big cannabis culture. Hey, it is what it is, but we gonna keep fighting and see what comes from it. And I definitely want to give a big shout out to my boy Colton Luther. I want to give with Texas Growers podcast. I also want to give a big shout out to Hometown Hero, man. Luke with Hometown Hero. If y'all not familiar with who they are, go ahead, look them up, Google them. He was at the sessions. He went to the Capitol and really spoke for the growers, the retailers. He spoke for the whole industry. So shout out to Lucas Colton. Shout out to a whole bunch of other people. I can name way more people. Shout out to everybody in the hemp industry who did go out and speak and show all these politicians that it's not just some hippie growers who don't know nothing, who aren't educated. No, it's all type of growers, all type of retailers. Everybody come from all backgrounds of life, and we are pushing this to do the right thing. We're not doing this to just make money and this and that. Like, we want regulations and we want things to happen, but it has to happen the right way. It can't be a full-on THC ban. It just don't sound too logical. And yeah, so what this means is that hemp is legal. THC isn't going nowhere. THC is here in Texas to stay. So it's a big win for us. They also expand the medical program, which I'm not here to bash the medical program here in Texas, but it's a shit show. Now, for everybody in the industry, I will say you need to be real vigilant right now. You need to make sure you're selling to everyone 21 and up. It's not law yet. It's not law. But as somebody somebody who's in the industry who had to fight for what we had to fight for just now, I would say be vigilant. You know, sell to 21 and up only. Don't sell to minors. That's obvious. That's the obvious thing though. Make sure to use clear and truthful labels. Please don't be doing weird shit with labels. Also, make sure to follow strict testing laws. You know, one thing we vouched for was for regulations. So if we want regulations, then we need to make sure we follow regulations. So stay on top of testing, please. Everything. Right now is the time to be real vigilant on that. Yeah, so I want to make this video real short, sweet, up to everybody who, you know, I see a lot of comments, oh, this is not legal in Texas, oh, it's gonna be illegal September 1st. Well, guess what? Fuck you, because it's not illegal, it's legal. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You know what I'm saying? So my next video, I'm trying to show you guys how to do a retail hemp license, how to or cannabis license. Everybody keeps saying cannabis, hemp, it's the same shit, you know. Hemp is cannabis, you know what I'm saying? So my next video will be me showing you guys how to get a cannabis retail license. If you want to do a commerce and do some online sales, or if you want to get a retail spot going in person, you know, this license will apply for you. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up real short and sweet. Like I said, appreciate everybody who been, you know, following, subscribing, and staying tuned to my content. It means a lot to me. I'm gonna keep dropping, just trying to get over the age restriction that's been set right now. So, but I can say the content won't stop because THC is still legal and we will still be growing. Shout out to Texas Hemp, we rolling.